So, I heard you like short, easy to understand and straight to the point guides. Here's everything you need to know about the level 50 tier 1 dungeon called Cursed Wasteland. If you prefer the written version of this guide, link will be in the description and pinned comment. When you spawn in, work your way up the hill, killing all the mobs and avoiding golden glowing patterns on the ground as they stun and deal a lot of damage. When you reach first mini-boss Blat, he has one mechanic where he will disappear, pull everyone in the center and spawn many of the golden glowing patterns around you, forming a maze. You need to find your way through them and get outside the AoE explosion area. If you walk into golden glow, you are stunned and you most likely die. When you reach second mini-boss Belrog, he does a similar mechanic where he will disappear, pull everyone to the center and trap you inside the golden glowing patterns. On each side there will be a dark orb that you need to interact with 2 times to remove the golden barrier and exit to safety. Failing to get out in time will result in a lot of damage from the AoE explosion. When you reach the boss, you will notice that the arena is separated with a barrier into 3 different smaller arenas. The tank should always be alone in one, while everyone else is in one of the other 2. At the end of each barrier there is a horn-shaped object that when interacting with removes the barrier for several seconds. The fight always starts with a blockable fury attack. After the second blockable fury attack, he will spawn 2 purple AoEs on the ground under 2 random players. Simply move away from it. The boss will then glow red and have a weird text above its head. This is an indicator that one random player is marked with a red orb. That player needs to move away from the party, and after a few seconds there will be a red AoE on the ground that pulls in and deals damage. After 50% HP, 2 players will be marked with the red orb, straight after the mechanic starts. When cheesing the mechanic, 1 player will be marked with a purple glowing orb above his head. Either marked player or any random player needs to open the barrier on the right side by interacting with the horn-shaped object at the end of the barrier. At the same time, the tank also runs to the other barrier and opens it. When both barriers are open, the marked player needs to run in that same direction, avoiding the purple fire attack, as the boss follows the same direction the marked player is running and covers that side of the map with it. Then you open the last third barrier and you let the marked player in. After 50% HP, the boss does that same mechanic again straight after, marking a second random player. And this is where the cheese happens. Since removing barriers has a cooldown, you cannot repeat the same pattern as barriers will stay up. In that case, most parties end up sacrificing that one DPS player while they continue to DPS. This works as in most cases the boss will be low enough for remaining players to finish the job. And even if he's not and you have to do the mechanic again, most parties will sacrifice another player and finish it with 4 alive. All the normal patterns with purple AoE and red orbs into a mechanic are repeated until the boss is dead. And that's it. Congratulations, you have successfully cleared the Cursed Wasteland dungeon, and you can now use 300 Abyss dungeon tokens to open the chest and get the loot. Since I helped you learn the dungeon and get the loot, feel free to help me by subscribing and interacting with this video by leaving a like and comment. If you are interested in watching the full boss fight without the commentary, click on the video on the left side, and if you are interested in learning another dungeon, click the video on your right side.